So we're talking about Sunday's games, and these are the ones with the bigger question marks if you watch the first segment. These are the teams that we had that really moved on based on maybe good play, maybe bad play by their opponent. When we talk about Tampa Bay and Detroit, I mean, what Tampa Bay went through with Philadelphia, if any of these teams played another team that didn't tackle anybody, they were going to be competitive. But I'll tell you, Baker Mayfield is the honey badger. This dude doesn't care. All right? He doesn't give a rip. He just keeps showing up. And the brighter, I know this from his days back at Texas Tech and Oklahoma. When the light is brighter, he performs. And he's been able to do that. He's also the type of guy, a little bit like Russell Westbrook in professional basketball. When he's on, you love him. When he's not, you don't. But he's on lately. This is a team that's 8-1 against the spread. Their last 9 on the road. Detroit, also a team, they went through a very tough fought physical win, maybe a little bit of an exhale situation for them with having won the first playoff game since literally my grandmother was 18 driving around town or whatever. So this is not the type of spot where I don't know if they're going to come right back. I like the points. Also, I love the number 6.5. I think the line setters are inviting you to play Detroit minus the numbers. When you talk about the other game, listen, this is Miami look like when I go to the hot tub in January and I run in after a celebrity hot tub and I can barely find my way to the door because I'm so cold. That's what Miami looked like to me. You could tell that they were in cold environment. They were not performing offensively, didn't tackle defensively. So what did we get out of Kansas City? What we know we get out of them is a team that covers the number when they're an underdog. And they also, Patrick Mahomes, 8-1-1 against the spread when he's been an underdog 10 times in his career. So I think there's a lot of value. I've loved Buffalo, been beating their drum for the better part of, 2 months now. But this is a tougher spot. I don't think Kansas City solved their offensive problems, but defensively it keeps them in the game. Look for that game to go under in a game that came off a really cold game. Weather's not going to really hurt them or surprise them that much. I think Kansas City is certainly a live dog.
Thanks for the hot tub image. Let's bring in Teddy. So two teams we haven't seen yet on the bye, San Fran and Baltimore. So is the bye as big of an advantage as sometimes it's made out to be?
Well, let's talk about the numbers, because the numbers will tell the truth about whether bye weeks are a positive or a negative. Teams coming off a bye, that's the number 1 seeds in the modern era. From 2002 to 2016, when there was number 1 and number 2 seeds both getting byes, those teams combined 22 and 34 ATS, 39%. The bye, a negative. In the more modern era, 2017 through 2022, last year, 58% ATS for teams coming off a bye, 10-7-1. A little bit of profit, but nothing substantial. That said, only 1-3 against the number, 33% over the last 2 seasons. Worth noting, totals in these games involving the number 1 seeds, 4-0 to the under the last 2 years. We break it down specifically game by game. Baltimore against Houston, and we talking about rookie quarterbacks coming off a playoff win. In the history of the league, only 3 of them have been able to notch multiple wins in a single postseason. Brock Purdy did it last year, Joe Flacco did it, and Mark Sanchez, of all quarterbacks, the only 3 to win multiple playoff games as a rookie. So C.J. Stroud up against it in that regard. That said, Baltimore in the playoffs under Harbaugh, just 1-5 against the number the last 6 tries. San Fran, Dallas, I mean, Shanahan's been real good in these openers, 3-0, straight up and against the spread coming into the postseason. How much Dallas bad, how much Green Bay good? We'll find out on Saturday.